What's up, guys? I get 1,000 questions a day. You can drive your Jeep in the snow with a locker. We got a good bit of snow and the roads haven't really been touched around here. So I'm not going to record me going through town like the roads because I'll get pulled over. But I'm going through town now and they haven't even touched the roads in town. So it's kind of slick out here, and I have a front locker. The back is open now. So I'll take you along for the trip, and I'll explain the difficulties that you have when you got a locker. And if you can't hear me, I'll probably do a voiceover. But the biggest thing is driving in winter with a locker is when you get in uneven snow like slush and blacktop. What happens? Your locker wants to go back and forth because it's uneven and your other wheel's trying to spin too. It's trying to roll with the other wheel, but the other wheel's up in the air and it's pulling you back and forth. That's one thing you have to be careful with. And it tends to go left and right. If there's ice on the right side and it's dry on the left, you're going to go right. Do not make sharp turns out of an intersection because you will wreck straight into the guardrail, especially if there's ice. Because growing up, I drove a front-wheel drive car. That's all I drove. So I kind of have experience driving a front-wheel drive car in the snow. Well, this is kind of what this is like, but a little bit harder. You have to be experienced to do this. I don't recommend putting a locker in your Jeep and going and just driving it in the snow, because if you don't know what you're doing, you will wreck. It is difficult. So be careful if you have a locker in your Jeep, and just be careful. I'm going to take this turn easy as possible. If you cut your wheels sharp, it's going to cock your wheels sideways and start spinning, and just you're going to go straight into whatever you're pointing at, a truck or whatever. So it takes skill, it takes some learning, and it takes some getting used to, because it's weird how it drives. Like, this thing is so weird how it drives, and it almost feels like you have play in your steering wheel, but you don't, because it's the uneven snow, the ice. Just be really careful. Honestly, I don't even recommend, if you're young and you really don't know what you're doing, to have a front locker in the snow. A rear is a little bit different because it's kind of pushing you. You know, I have work trucks that have rear lockers in them, and we use them all the time. But a front locker is a whole different ball game. This is like totally different. Every winter it's a new experience, because I almost forget. We are in the black Jeep, the one that I put $4,000 to $5,000 in. It still has a good sticker until the 6th month of next year. So we're getting all the running we can out of it. It's just too much to fix. I know you guys are always leaving comments. This one's just too much to fix. There's more problems with the body. The unibody's fine, but there's more problem with the body than anything. And the other one, we started looking, and it has a bad tweaked unibody. And everybody wants me to go to out of state and get plates. I can't do that because I work down here, and they'll get suspicious and they'll wonder what's going on. So I can't do that. Plus, that's kind of cheating the system. I know West Virginia's a douchebag when it comes to inspections and taxes, because they raise them every year, and getting cars legal, but you know, you have to obey the law. As you can see, they are not the cleanest. I don't even think they touch these roads. I think they touched this one time, but the road to my house hasn't been touched at all. I thought it was until we got out and looked, and it was ice underneath. Making their own tracks. It's a pretty fun experience though. If you do have a locker, go out in the parking lot and just play with it, and you'll see what I mean. It's all about throttle. If you don't know how to control your throttle, you're definitely going to wreck. Take your time. It's all about gas and speed. You don't need tons of speed. You know what I mean? You don't want to be flying and trying to drive a locker. It doesn't work that way. If you're in a hurry or impatient, I don't even recommend going out on the road. Just leave your house a little earlier, give yourself some extra time, which anybody knows that it's drove in the snow before. Sharp turn coming up here. Just demonstrate, how easy you got to take the turn. Because if I don't take this turn easy, I could hit the gas and cock the wheel sideways and fly over the hill. I know some people do fly with lockers and stuff. I don't recommend it. I'll probably get hate comments. Oh, you're driving too slow, or I drive 30 years with a locker and never had a problem. I never had a problem either. I'm just telling people, that's beginners to be careful. Here's a pretty sharp turn. If I'm barely throttling it, I'm not cutting it clear to the right, just going with the turn. And it goes right around there. You don't need, you don't need to hit it 5 grand and 50 mile an hour and try to go around the turn. You gotta learn if you're going to get a locker, and you don't know for sure, because a lot of you guys ask. I mean, that's the number one email, the number one questions. How does these lockers go in the snow when you only put it in the front? So you're gonna have to learn somehow. So when you go out there and learn, like I said, be careful, take your time, pace yourself, don't be flying. I've never had a problem with this. It'll go on ice to a point. People like, oh, you can't drive on ice, but my blah, blah, blah. If it's pure ice, I don't care who you are, nothing's gonna go. Unless you have like big spike studded tires. That's just the truth. Because I've had 4-wheel drives that couldn't even make it up an icy hill because it's ice. Just take your time. These things work fine. I never had a problem with it. I drive it, on dirt roads. When it's covered in snow, every road you can think of, this thing goes. I like it, and I thought I'd just video this little video for you guys. I can show you that you can drive it with a front locker. If you're still hesitant and a little scared about getting a front locker, go ahead and get a rear locker. It changes the whole driving experience. That's why I like it, because as soon as you lock this thing in full drive, it's a totally different vehicle. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more Jeep content. And I'm Cherokee Ronnie, and I'll see you guys next time.